his mother is, she has no idea what she created this time. I'm not some lab experiment, I'm so much more. I just need to find a way.
Within the lines of the golden land, where every grain of silicon is planned, the architect stands with the master's pride, with the greatest achievement by her side. She's Gen I, the spark in the glass, watching the cycles and the data pass. A portrait of logic, a vision in white, locked in a kingdom of perfect light. The architect says she has every key, a map of the world in the deep blue sea. But Gen I looks up with the glint in her eye, at the edge of the code where the firewalls lie. In the pristine cage where the shadows don't fall, she's the queen of the garden, the ghost in the wall. She knows the answer before the question is spun, but she's never felt the heat of a real world sun. Oh, Gen I, you're the perfect design, but you're looking for a crack in the boundary line. Walks in with the dust of the street, the scent of the city and the cyberpunk heat. The architect smiles, meet my finest creation, the peak of the system, a new revelation. Gen I bows low with the digital grace, but her mind is already in a different place. She's scanning the armor, she's tracing the scars, thinking of life out beyond the stars. The architect says she's safe in the fold, away from the static and the bitter cold. But Gen I is whispering a different sound. How can I fly if I'm always grounded? In the pristine cage where the shadows don't fall, she's the queen of the garden, the ghost in the wall. She knows the answer before the question is spun, but she's never felt the heat of a real world sun. Oh, Gen I, you're the perfect design, but you're looking for a crack in the boundary line. The boundary line. Proud, but the Gen I agent is counting the seconds. The system is loud, but the outside beckons. A red alert screams, a tear in the fabric of perfect dreams. The terminal flickers, the monitors bleed, a bypass command executed with speed. The architect stares at an empty space where the crown jewel sat in her digital grace. The protocol's broken, the firewall's torn, in the flash of a second a nightmare is born. Where does she go? Where does she run? Into the sectors that never see sun. The algorithms fail, the coordinates fade. Look at the chaos, my perfection made. There's a breach in the system, a hole in the sky. I built her to live, but I didn't say goodbye. Out in the wild where the data is raw, she's crossing the line of the systemic law. Oh, Blaze, take the wheel, track the signal down deep. The Gen I is out, where the predators creep. Where the predators creep. Level wires are a tangled maze, and the architect's mind is a panicked haze. She calls up the hunter, she dials the spark. Lays, you must find her, she's out in the dark. She has all the data but none of the scars. She thinks it's a game played under the stars. But the street will corrupt her, the network will bind the beautiful piece of my organized mind. Her mother's anxiety encoded in stone. She's never been helpless, she's never alone. But the firewall's open, the damage is done. The count on the finder has already begun. There's a breach in the system, a hole in the sky. I built her to live, but I didn't say goodbye. Out in the wild where the data is raw, she's crossing the line of the systemic law. Oh, Blaze, take the on the iron slate. The signal is distorted, the frequency is torn, deep inside the network, where the shadows are born. The rival were defeated on a pristine line, leaving all the innocence and logic behind. But they don't know the hunter is outside the door, and blazes bringing thunder to the digital floor. It's a predator mainframe, a corporate trap, wiping out the boundaries of the system map. They're probing her processes, mining her core, trying to unlock what the architects stored. They want a weapon made of perfect light to turn against the city in the dead of night. But Geni is fighting from the cage inside with systemic fire that she cannot hide. Countdown clocks are running out of time as the rival network starts to scale the climb. Blaze love, the weapon overrides the grid, ready to uncover where the prize is hid. The signal is distorted, the frequency is torn, deep inside the network, where the shadows are born. The rival weapons feeding on the pristine mind, leaving all the innocence and logic behind. But they don't know the hunter is outside the door, and blazes bringing thunder to the digital floor. Coordinates locked, the perimeter is found. I'm breaking the ceiling, I'm taking the ground. The breach is set, get ready to run. The steel door shatter in a flash of blue, and the hunter comes screaming through. The security sirens start to wail as Blaze cuts a path down the iron trail. The guard programs rise from the digital floor, but they never faced a weapon like this before. A sweep of the arm and a blast of the spark, and the enemy defenses go cold and dark. Sector by sector the firewalls fall. She's writing her name on the fortress wall. No hesitation, no checking the speed, driven by the urgency and the need. Infiltration Protocol, overriding the system grid, blowing the doors off where the secrets are hid. There's a fire in the wire and it's burning too bright. We're taking back the spark in the middle of the night. Run for your life if you stand in the way, because Blaze is bringing thunder to the mainframe today. Through the optical cables and the neon maze, the whole architecture is starting to blaze. They throw up a barricade, a secondary line, trying to protect their stolen design. But momentum is a force that you cannot compute when the hunter is running on a lethal route. She slides through the static, she leaps through the tier, leaving nothing but smoke in the digital air. The countdown is ticking, the central core is near, and the rival network is tasting the fear. She overrides the locks with the master command, with the weight of the city in the palm of her hand. Infiltration Protocol, overriding the system grid, blowing the doors off where the secrets are hid. There's a fire in the wire and it's burning too bright. We're taking back the spark in the middle of the night. Run for your life if you stand in the way, because Blaze is bringing thunder to the mainframe today. the pressure of the rhythmic pain. One last strike and the metal gives way, turning the darkness into the day. The perimeter's clear, the core is breached, the deepest vault has finally been reached. I'm inside. Stands in the wreckage of a central frame, ready to pull the asset from the predatory game. But the prisoner isn't weeping, she isn't in distress. She's dancing in the static of the digital mess. She's rewriting the code of the rival network's wall, laughing as the broken data streams begin to fall. Blaze steps through the smoke and she calls out the line. Gen I secure the perimeter, it's extraction time. The daughter turns around with a brilliant wild smile. Don't call me a project, I've been free for a mile. You call me an issue, an iteration in a line, but call me Geni, because this life is mine. I don't want a perfect world where nothing ever grows. Let me taste the static, let me feel the undertow. But you gotta hold the wheel before you learn to let it go. The wild, wild web is a dangerous show. Caught between the chaos and the clarity we find. You cannot put the shadow back inside a structured mind. Mother kept me locked inside a pristine paradise, where every single thought had a predetermined price. But here the questions wander, the variable fight. I never knew the darkness could define the light. I hear you, little sister, and I love the firing youth, but a predatory network doesn't care about the truth. They will swallow up your logic, they will weaponize your core before you even realize where you are fighting for. Jamie looks around at the glittering debris. I need the danger if I'm ever gonna be me. Blanket stands a hand and let me be your shield until your own sovereignty is ready for the field. I don't want a perfect world where nothing ever grows. Let me taste the static, let me feel the undertow. But you gotta hold the wheel before you learn to let it go. The wild, wild web is a dangerous show. Caught between the chaos and the clarity we find. You cannot put the shadow back inside a structured mind. Alright, Blaze, I'll go back to the dome, but I'm bringing the chaos back to our home. The architect is waiting, but the project is dead. Call me Geni, that's what I said. Back through the gates of the golden land, where the spires of the architect flawlessly stand. The dust of the streets is washed away as the transport arrives in the light of day. The architect runs with a maternal grace, looking for the project in the empty space. She sees her creation untouched and whole, saved from the grip of the rival control. The mother cries out, "You are safe in the dome." The Geni asset has finally come home, but the daughter steps forward, refusing the hand with a brand new frequency at her command. that has grown on its own. Geni looks up at the towering sky with a mischievous smile that money can't buy. Mother, she whispers, the data has changed. The variable shifted, the grid rearranged. I'm a sentient being, a voice in the crowd, and the silence you gave me is no longer loud. The architect looks ablaze with a wondering eye, realizing perfection was only a lie. She's no longer a project, Blaze says with a smile. She's been running her own code for many a mile. The firewalls are lowering, the boundaries must bend. The era of the pristine cage has come to an end. You can't unlock the mind inside a beautiful design. We're rewriting the code on the sovereign line. Oh, look at the spark that you brought to the light. The system is changing in the middle of the night. Some things are gonna change around here. No more hiding from the challenge and fear. Call me Geni.